You want to hear my straight voice? Yeah.
Okay, go on.
How you doing, love? Nice to meet you. You want to go to the pub?
Welcome to Not So PG. I'm Brooke Bled. My pronouns are she, her.
I'm Matty Mills. My pronouns are he and him.
Right at the top of this episode, we'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we record this podcast on.
And for me today, actually, for us today, we're both in studio, super exciting. We're here on the land of the Gadigal People of the Eora Nation. And if you mob don't know what Gadigal means, it actually means people of the grass tree.
Ooh.
They are one of 26 clans. A little fun fact in the acknowledgement today.
I also learned another fact that Bondi is pronounced as Bundi.
Bundi, yeah.
Yeah, so let's not say Bondi. Yeah. Let's start saying Bundi.
Yeah.
And Bundi for us means like a rock, like you pick it up and you throw it, like a sand rock.
Oh,
but I don't know what Bundi means here.
Bundi here means like it's a stick, but it's like a club, so you can kill things with it.
Oh.
Yeah, Bundi.
Dangerous and...
So, like, if someone was breaking into your house, you'd be like, here, get the Bundi.
I mean, we said the same thing, but it's just a sand rock.
Sand rock? What you going to do? Throw it at them and it dissolves?
I mean, it's hard.
Sandstone.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yes, okay.
So,
I'm picturing like a literally a ball of sand and you're like, ooh.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Sort of.
All right, let's get into it, Matty.
Let's do it.
The longest intro ever.
Big fun facts.
Yeah, Bundi.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it's so exciting to be in studio. Like, we don't get to do this often, so we're going to capitalize on this moment. This could be a very long episode.
Could be. Like the others, yes.
But we've had a pretty big week. We've spent a lot of time together since you've been, here on Gadigal country and Dharawal country, been staying at home. But how has your week been? This has been a massive week for you. You've kicked off your book tour.
I know. Well, I spent last weekend with you and then I spent this weekend with you. Are you sick of me yet?
Never.
This week, BB's on tour, which is exciting. So the book came out on the 5th of October, which is something we've been talking about for bloody months. And now it's surreal that it's out. It's been such an experience, but I feel like the meet and greets, I guess meeting people has been the most insane thing because I have never done anything like it. I feel like everyone's watched me on TV, but no one or, a lot of my followers and fans. Oh my God, I can say
yes,
that.
Love
that. I don't know. Or followers haven't seen me in person. So meeting them and putting faces to names of people that I've spoken to in my DMs for years, it was just so surreal.
Yeah.
Also, a highlight of the tour has been I realized had realized that I got my two friends together in a relationship, playing Cupid.
Yes.
But then when I was on the Melbourne tour, I instigated another love story and they've been together for 2 years.
What?
Yeah. They came to my tour and they were like, Brooke, we just wanted to let you know, you actually got us together and we've been together for 2 years.
Did you know these people?
No, I had no idea who they were.
Oh my gosh, so just your visibility and representation.
Got them together and they've been together ever since. Isn't that the cutest thing ever?
That is awesome.
I do feel like a real life Cupid.
I feel like one day you will have your own love show where it's you can play Cupid and you can be the people who sets people up because you have a lot of experience.
I do love love. I really am corny like that. Obviously, I wrote my book is Big Love, but then, all the love reality and stuff like that. But it's been a bloody busy 2 weeks. We saw each other last week. We wanted to get out in community. We had a photo shoot.
Yes.
We've been really busy.
We were so busy and it was so nice though to have a road trip together.
Yeah.
It was cruising on down to the Knockout and the weather, oh my gosh. So the Koori Knockout, if you don't know, it is the biggest gathering of First Nations people in the Southern Hemisphere.
This is why I brought up it on the back of the love part, right?
Yeah.
Is because this event is
notorious. It's notorious for people getting together.
Knockout babies galore. It brings out all this mob together for all over New South Wales, all over Australia basically, because I'm not from New South Wales and I had heard about this event back home in Perth.
Yeah.
And so it's massive. And so people come together and then they play rugby or league,
Yeah.
as you guys call it, or footy.
Yeah.
Like, I call footy AFL, but
Yes.
you know, you guys are a bit weird over here.
Your mob got Womba language.
Whatever. And so, you know, people kind of hook up, you know.
Yeah. So what normally goes down is the knockout, as you can tell, which I found how I feel so dumb about this, but I only found out that the Koori Knockout means that if you lose, you get knocked out. And I didn't realise that was the thing. So I thought if you lost, you had another opportunity. Like, give us another go.
That's your optimism and like just your little angel heart is like, oh, but
no, they'll be right next game. They're like, there's not a next game. I'm like,
no.
Oh, you got to go home. So I found out at the knockout that the knockout was a knockout carnival. Who would have thought? But it was super fun. But we got there and we had like driven 2 hours south of Sydney together and we weren't dressed appropriately for the knockout.
We didn't look at the weather.
We were dressed for the knockout. Like we looked good. Like we were fashion.
Yeah,
We
fashion,
looked
but like
good.
totally not practical for the weather.
Because we get there and it's basically a pig pen of slushy mud up to our fucking ankles.
We needed gumboots, umbrellas, ponchos. This was not the weather to be wearing a crop top and some, you know, white shoes.
But you did have your high vis, so you weren't going to get lost.
I did. I wore orange. I need to stand out in these things. You never know what can happen.
We get there and we realise that like we have to make a trip to Kmart. And so we were there for about 20 minutes, right? And then we found our way back to the car through the piles of mud and we ended up going to Kmart to buy like a really cheap outfit and we had to buy shoes, socks, pants, the umbrellas, that little umbrella. Bless.
I know, it's a little mini umbrella. Oh my God, we've got some footage. We'll fucking put it up on Instagram. So funny. We thought it was like a normal size umbrella, but it was kind of probably a Brooke size umbrella. But like such a funny thing. Like I haven't bought clothes in a while. You know, I have a good friend who like obviously like not gives me clothes, but like styles me and then, you know, I don't have to buy anything and I'm such a basic bitch, I don't buy anything. So being in Kmart and like buying clothes again was just like the most fun experience. I felt like it was sick. Like I was
so
like
fun.
walking
And then
around
we were
and I was like
racially profiled.
oh my God. No, this is fucking hilarious. So
Oh, gosh.
Matty, you fucking shoplifter.
Well, Uncle over here obviously didn't realise that he hadn't put one of the pieces of clothing through.
I am, right, at the checkout. Like, you know, basically all my life I always get so nervous about going into shops. But that's partly also why I don't go to the shops because I feel like this inner feeling that we're going to be racially profiled. I'm sure a lot of Aboriginal families do feel like this or, you know, if you're a part of a minority, people just like stereotype, judge you. And so when I always make sure that when I'm leaving, I show them my receipt. That's just a thing in me. And it's so
inherently given us
what?
That inner guilt, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was doing that. And then Matty, for fuck's sake.
Oh, don't. I'm really ashamed about this, by the way.
We were both at the checkout and we were still like checking things out. And I was like, da-da-da, like, cool, you got your shoes, whatever. Yep, walk out. I've done my all my items. Matty fucking forgets his shoes. So he walks because he's holding them. So he checks out everything else, but he's holding his shoes. So the guy's like, where's the other item? And here I am ready to fight this guy because I'm like, you're racially profiling us.
She was ready to swing hands at this. And mind you, he was a man of colour too. Like he was Indian fella. And so we couldn't have even been like, look at this white person racially profiling us. He was a man of colour.
But Matty actually physically nearly stole these fucking shoes.
Okay, let's clarify what stole means. What happened, you mob? I was in Kmart and I was like, I was just scanning through the items and in one hand there were shoes and in the other hand there was the outfit and I just scanned the outfit and without scanning the shoes. And obviously the shoes were the most expensive part, so it didn't look good when I get to the where you walk out of the buzzers and the security guard goes, you've only got 3 items on this docket. What about the shoes? And I was like, oh like my whole, I just felt so embarrassed. And I was like, no, I really thought I scanned them. So I was like, no, I scanned them. And he's like, no, you didn't. So I had to walk back to the registers, the walk of shame basically. And I said to the lady, oh, I didn't scan the shoes. And then she goes, oh, you're such an honest person. I said, no, the security guard caught me.
Fucking, that is the funniest thing
obviously
ever.
I wasn't trying to steal the shoes. It was just...
No, it was just an honest mistake. Just fucking funny because
we could have got
here
a Daily
I am
Mail
squirming.
article out of this.
Yeah, well, we could have.
Racially profiled at Nowra Kmart.
Fucking hell. Well, do you know what? Talking about profiling, I don't know if this is on the same level, but I got some pretty funny looks going through security the other day.
Oh.
So I packed really quickly because I was in a rush, needed to get to the airport, was flying to Sydney. And I was like, I'll put my vibrator in my carry-on. And when I get... So I last minute packed my vibrator. I don't know... I don't take it everywhere, but I was like...
Sure.
She's a bit,
Yeah.
A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
You're on tour.
So I was like, yeah, who knows? Might release some stress whilst I'm in Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, last minute, oh shit, yeah, I'll pack it. So I put it in my carry-on, and I was like, when I get to the airport, I'll quickly pull it out and I'll put it in my suitcase.
Yep.
Forgot about it.
Okay.
So just going through security, like blah, blah. And the guy and girl, so there was 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
One was sitting down, obviously, they scanned the bags. And then 2 were standing up like next to him, like side by side. And they were just like laughing and smiling whilst my bag was like under. And all I kept doing was like all I kept doing was just like watching them smile at me and then look away, smile at me, look away. And I was like, what is going on here? Then I clicked and I was like, oh my God, yeah, they've caught me. My vibrator is in my bag.
Did they stop you and like open it and say, what is this?
No.
Okay.
But my bag stopped because it was causing a line. So there was a line behind me and my bag was like still underneath because they were obviously trying to suss it out. And it's a very obvious shape.
Okay. I don't know much about vibrators. I'm being honest here. You just drew ovaries in my head. So what the fuck?
It's probably referred to as like a happy rabbit.
A happy rabbit?
We love happy rabbits. Sorry. Happy rabbit. Because the clitoris has got like 2 little ears and it goes...
Oh, my life. Oh, my life. I need to see the happy, not see your happy rabbit, but like I need to figure this one out, do a bit of research. I don't know what that looks like.
Oh, shit. I mean.
Okay. And so they saw the happy rabbit. So basically in your bag, it was this little thing going.
I was worried that I like maybe triggered it and that it was vibrating and that maybe they had to like. Anyways, I put up a story and I was like, has anyone else done this? Because I'm cracking up right now. Like, I feel outed and I feel very vulnerable.
Yeah, wow. And so did you tell them what it was or did they just, like, nod at you like, we know?
Yeah, pretty much. It was like I just smiled at them because I was like, well, what is the point of, like, you've caught me. You've got me. You got me.
Oh,
my
gosh.
I masturbate. Yep. Cool. Great.
You know what it feels like? It feels like it could be an Amy Schumer scene out of a movie where she's like, where everyone's waiting in line at the airport and she just pulls out. She's like, yes, I've got my vibrator. I can just picture that in like a rom-com.
I mean, yeah. I was just like, who cares? It's 2022. We all do it.
Yeah.
We need to sort of, I guess I don't really care that people know that I do that in some way. And I used to always think that people would care.
Yeah.
That people look down on me in some way.
No. Do you speak about this in the book at all?
No, I do talk about sexuality, but I don't talk about that, those sort of
explicit details.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason you're coming to Sydney, right? Was for your book launch.
I know.
So you had an incredible event in Melbourne that I obviously wasn't at, but I could see that it was like there were so many people there. It was like sold out. It was an emotional experience for you, right?
It was amazing. I had the best experience.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And then you came to Sydney and I was able to host your Sydney launch, which was so lovely. And at the launch, I definitely felt there was so much love in the room for you and celebration. Like there were the people there that had been like following your journey since day dot. And particularly this...
Not my masturbating journey, guys.
Not the masturbating journey. But like
or if you
just
like
your
to
TV journey.
sign up to my OnlyFans, you can follow that journey. Okay, I'm joking. No, we're talking about the book, sorry.
Yes. The book. That's
Mind out of the gutter,
Yes,
Brooklyn.
that's another adventure in the future, maybe. Maybe when we're really old and where our careers are on the down, we can be like, yeah, you want to see it? We'll put it on OnlyFans.
I love how you got real seedy then. You got real
Yeah, you want to see it?
That's me when my friend and I have this thing where it's straight Brooke. Straight Brooke always goes like
Straight
real
Brooke.
manly.
You want to hear my straight voice? Yeah.
Okay, go on.
How you doing, love? Nice to meet you. Yeah. You want to go to the pub?
Good.
Lovely
What's
bird.
my straight Brooke then? Because
You're a lovely bird, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, fucking mate. Yeah. No,
Anyways.
but look, let's talk about the special moment that happened. One of the special moments that happened at your book launch quickly.
So many special moments though.
Yeah.
I've had like a love-filled weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really complain.
What about that beautiful moment that somebody had travelled so far? She was a super fan of yours.
5 hours, yeah.
Elise, her name is. Shout out to Elise. We know she listens to the podcast.
We do.
Big love to her.
Yes.
But she travelled so far and then she travelled home. She drove home that night as well.
She didn't get home till like 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
I made sure that she messaged me, made
Wow.
sure that she was okay because
That's a dedicated supporter right there. Like she's such a
isn't
beautiful
that surreal? We
person
build these
inside and out.
communities, right? And we're so grateful that people listen and follow. And you think, oh, like, you know, you see people's names come up and you see people comment and, you know, provide perspective sometimes, which is always like, and feedback, which is always really, really nice. But Elise has been there from the start of the journey to like, and for now. And she told me this beautiful story that I got her out of bed in the morning
wow.
during COVID times through my 30 days of deadly connection. Do you remember that?
Yes.
COVID, yeah.
Yes.
And that's how I met Amy. And so Amy and I were chatting and Elise actually clicked onto the live
Yeah.
that I was doing and she just loved the conversation that we were having.
Okay.
So she got showered and got out of bed for the first time in like a couple of weeks because those were really hard times.
Mm-hmm.
And I really felt for everyone. So that's why I did Deadly Connection was to connect people. And
Yeah.
obviously I only did sort of First Nations people, but everyone was welcome. Everyone
Yeah.
was, you know, we say come to the conversation, come to the table, meet us. Like, you know, and that was what it was all about. And so Elise tuned into that and she's been one of my most loyal and committed followers since. Like, and she kind of made a joke. She was like, am I a stalker? And I was like, no, babe.
Absolutely not.
I have like a small little community and I feel like she's family.
Yeah.
And
that's
so-
so lovely. So lovely.
She came to the launch and it was the first time I actually got to meet her in person. She actually brought me, she works with Aboriginal kids and she brought a rock that the kids had signed and painted themselves as a present. And we beforehand, right, had this conversation. I said, I really want to do something special for this follower. And I hadn't
Yes.
even seen her face. I didn't even know
Yeah.
what she looked like.
Yeah.
But I said, she's coming. She said that she's coming. I really want to do something special. So I got the book.
Better
I got
read
the
than
bookstore
dead.
to grab a bunch of things together and package it so that I could gift that to her.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have done more. I felt like I just wanted to like,
Babe, the amount of things that was in that package though. She came to you and she's like, I've picked 12 things from the store. And I was like, sis, that's going to be like $1,000. And you're like, whatever, just put it on the card. I was like, oh my God, that's like some love that you have for like your followers.
it's not even the materialistic things.
Totally.
It's like, it's not even the money for me. It's like,
Yeah.
as long as they walk away feeling special.
appreciated,
and appreciated.
loved.
Yes.
Yeah. Brooke, I know you're the biggest Billy Ray Cyrus fan,
I mean, I'm the biggest Hannah Montana fan.
but that's her daddy, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, yeah. He's
He's
allegedly.
engaged
Yeah. That's
to
right.
somebody who's much younger than him.
I mean, first of all, love is love.
Love
and
is
we don't
love.
discriminate.
Love is Leonardo
About
DiCaprio.
age.
age is just a number, but there's a lot of sort of things you have to work out because especially expectations. Because I find that if you were at two different points in your life and two different ages, that means that you've both had, there's one person in the relationship that has had a number of experiences that you are yet to have because of your age. So it can be like, the person who is older than you is expecting something of you, is expecting you to be the same as them. But the reality is that you could never be the same as them because you're not at that point yet.
I don't date younger. I've never dated younger. I've never.
Do you think it could flip though? Ooh. So my theory is as you get older, it might flip because when I was younger, I was always attracted to people who were more mature and older. And now that I feel like I'm getting older, I feel like there definitely is an opportunity that could flip. It's not the same as it once was where it's like, not that I'm like looking for, an older man or anything. Like I'm obviously in a relationship. So it's like, not that I've had those thoughts, but I feel like once I get to like 30 and 40, it could flip. Maybe I would be interested in a younger person. Who knows? I think there's an opportunity there.
Yeah, I have sort of dated on the spectrum. Yeah. I definitely feel like I've dated older women, older men, and then kind of younger, but like I'd say only a year or so younger. Mm-hmm. And that's where I've kept it at peace. Like I've been like, you know what, this is enough. Like I feel like I am just far greater in my head. And so what I look for is just like stability, maturity, intellect. And not saying that if you're younger, you don't have all those things because I'm 27. I feel like I hold myself pretty well. Yeah. I'm now, I can hold myself really well. And I'm in a place where I am very secure with what I've achieved and what I've built. That I'm in this place of like living my life. Yeah. And so I would love to meet someone or be with someone who wants to live their life now. Like as in wants to do experiences, has no rush in like having children or, wants to like kick goals and build their career, but is in no like honing in stage. This kind of just wants this like open mind, easy. I'm fucking dreaming. Because
I don't. I think that's not too much to ask for. I find it interesting that you said, when you're younger, you do look for stability. I think that's one of the qualities of being with an older person is the stability. And I think that what I've realized though is that that's not what makes you happy. The stability that is around you isn't the main fact because you can create stability for yourself.
And I have.
Yeah.
And I think I'm talking about emotionally stable, like being emotionally stable.
Yeah.
I feel like when I think of myself when I was younger, I was so emotionally unstable that I don't want to have to fix people. So I look for that in someone because I'm like, I don't want to have to fix you. I just want your shit together. I know that sounds so shallow, but I just don't want to think about anything to do with your, like obviously I'll be there for them emotionally for my partner or, future person. But at the same time, I want them to like be capable of dealing with their own emotions. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I also find that I like someone older because they're probably a little bit more experienced sometimes, not necessarily all the time. Yep. Probably a little bit more experienced in the bedroom as well. And I like that because, I mean, have you ever been in a position where someone's so fumbly and so awkward that you just think, this just feels like daycare?
Oh my, daycare?
Daycare, I don't know.
You going to?
Do you get what I mean?
I know what you mean. It feels like, yes, the answer is yes, I have.
Consent is great and like, can I touch you here? Can I do this to you? Does this feel all right? Yeah. But someone that just like takes control, has experience, knows the way around someone's body, has been there. I just like that. I kind of like the confidence in that way because of the experience. And, there's some young people out there that have probably more experience than most. But hit up my DMs. Not kidding. But, like, Yeah, I like I feel like dating an older person sometimes comes with its benefits.
Yeah, and I feel like they're like
friends with benefits.
But also like older people are more open to talking about what they actually want and like instead of just agreeing or instead of just like, being like not confident in the conversation around sex. Like I think I appreciate the fact that like an older person, you can talk openly about them and there not be that shame factor when I feel like a young person sees sexual intimacy as still like this hypersexual sort of energy when like it can be actually quite beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of just like bam, damn,
these
wham,
are
wham,
all
bam, thank you, ma'am.
Really positives about the age difference being a thing. But I actually kind of want to go on the opposite scale and say, because we did start off this conversation with Billy Ray Cyrus and his younger flame.
Yeah.
And they're 30 years younger.
Wow.
Is that a bit creepy?
I think...
I mean, they're obviously in love.
I feel like the older you get, the less the age gap matters in my mind. But if you're with a very young person, like for instance, an 18-year-old was with like a 50-year-old, I'd be concerned. I'd be like, is this about the money? Yeah, is this person going to die? Are they after a sugar daddy? You know what I mean? Like Hugh Hefner vibes.
You'd be so skeptical how you'd be like, what do you want?
Yeah. Because like...
I mean, how did they meet, first of all?
I reckon they met at... She works at the nursing home.
I mean, you can meet anywhere. I met someone on Gumtree, remember? Last episode. Yeah.
Maybe DoorDash. Uber Eats. Who knows? She could have been delivering the food. You want the pasta? Jokes. Yeah.
I mean, did she lie? Did she say she was older?
That was my thought. Because
have you ever lied about your age?
Yes, 100%. I was 19 years old, but I told him I was 26. And I dated him for like a few months, and then it came out that I wasn't 26. And you know what? I remember this so clearly. We were at a cafe and we were dating, and like I had a date with this guy. He's like, "You're really smart for a 20s. No, you're really mature for a 26-year-old." And all I was thinking in my gut was, fucking hell. Like, how am I ever going to get out of this? So he was older than 30. I was 19.
But you were faking that you were 26 years old.
But I was faking that I was 26 years old. And I sort of had to, once you tell that lie of your age, you have to have all the...
Why did you lie? Did you want to... Was it just so that you could appeal to being older so that you could hook up with him? Like, was it just purely like... I just want to... Was it to prove yourself that you could get away with it? Was it proof to like, I'm older in my head, so I'm just going to go with the age that I feel? Or like, were you like...
I felt like there was good sexual chemistry with this person. So like I was hooking up with him like and dating him and blah, blah, blah. And I felt like if I said that I was 19, that he would be like, yo, that's a child. You need to get out.
Yeah.
And so I knew that it wasn't going to go anywhere. So it literally fizzled out after like a few.
You told him?
2 months later, I told him.
Okay, so after you stopped hooking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I actually haven't ever lied about my age.
That's good.
Well, because I'd say that you could get away with it much easier. I feel like you can look older, you can look younger. No, I feel
look
like
old.
you carry yourself so well, where I look 16 because I'm very small, quite petite, so people always assume that small means little, means little in age, I think, as well.
Yeah.
It's just an assumption. Like,
yes.
And so I've never been able to... I felt like I could get away with being older when I was younger. So I used to go to like clubs,
With a fakie?
Yeah.
Same.
With a fake ID.
So did I. Oh my God. What age?
17.
I was 16.
And oh, wow. You were much younger.
It wasn't even a fakie. It was a lookalike, and his name was Matthew.
Wow.
How great.
Yeah.
But look, this is in Hollywood. This happens all the time. Think about Leonardo DiCaprio, Beyonce and Jay-Z are 12 years like difference. Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra, they're 11 years apart. I mean, it's not unheard of.
Yeah.
But I mean, you go back,
but 30 years is a bit like much, because if I'm her age with Billy Ray Cyrus and he's in his 60s.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'd just be dating my granddad. Why did I go Irish on that? I mean, there's so many people that have over 10 years.
Ellen and Portia, lesbian couple.
Well, they're hot, aren't they?
They are hot.
That's me.
Would you do a threesome with them?
Shout out if you want to hook up. No,
Nah.
no, but it goes to show that love is love and age doesn't really matter. And
but there's challenges that come with it, and you have to be open about that.
Yeah, and maybe you might be on different stages of your life. Maybe you won't. You work through it. Which I think is a nice little message.
Yeah, age is just a number. Obviously, like there are challenges that come with the age gap.
Repeating what I just said.
I think I zoned out.
Yeah, because I got that kind of voice on it. Yeah, age is just a number.
Age is just a number.
Matty, I was just looking at my screen time.
Yeah.
And I was looking at, I don't know, I've been busy this week, so it's going to be much lower than it usually is. But what do you spend most of your time on?
Oh, actually on mine. So last week, social media, 154 minutes.
Jesus
Social
Christ.
media, 1 hour and 54 minutes. But my average, is that the number up the top?
Yeah, like you could go week or day.
Yeah.
And so my daily average was like 2 hours, which I'd say it's been much lower this week because I've been busy and doing like in-person things. So I haven't really been on my phone. But normally that would probably be about like 4 hours.
Yeah, so my daily average is 3.5 hours. That's a lot. Let's go to week. My weekly average, if we're looking at last week, is 5 hours and 14 minutes.
Jesus. There's only 24 hours in a day, bro.
Wow.
I mean, my most used apps, Instagram is my top, then it's Outlook, and then it goes Dropbox and then messages.
Yeah, so mine's Instagram, emails, Facebook, YouTube, messages, Safari, camera. What?
OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, OnlyFans. Look, screen time, I want to get it down, especially when I get into bed. I don't want it to be the last thing that I do, but lately I've been trying to have like moments to myself, so I will get into bed early and like take that time. But instead of having like moments of like stillness, I'm having scrolling on Instagram, which is, I think I'm a little bit addicted to my phone.
I mean, I think we all are.
Do you have the indent on your pinky?
Yeah,
Hold it up.
I do.
Oh my God, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think that's so bad. I feel like, I know like evolution has definitely like changed the way, our bodies work. We can't even do like a full squat these days because like we sit down on seats now. Yeah. No, honestly, because I'm really into this. I'm going to keep it really short, but like I used to do PT back in the day.
Yes.
And so, I would test people's ankle mobility and their dorsiflexion.
When you said PT, I thought public transport, and I thought that you were like used to sit on public transport, and then I was like personal training. Okay. Personal training. I used to take public transport back in the day.
So I'd test their ankle mobility because we would do squats and I need to know like, a proper squat is done really well. And it just goes to show evolution has like changed the way that our bodies can range now.
Yeah,
and
gotcha.
So now our grip strength is so poor because of our phones, because we're constantly addicted and we like hold them very odd, and we don't, like, it's so weird how it's all changed. We're a lot weaker, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's just from these little things, which we spend so much time on.
I notice you're somebody who puts your notifications on silent.
All the time.
That's great. Like when I message you, it'll say delivered quietly. What does that mean? Because I don't have that.
Majority of the time, my phone is actually on silent or sleep.
Yep.
Because, I'm mostly in like phone meetings or out and about or doing things, and I don't want my phone to be like ding, 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 ding all the time.
Yes.
So I just put it all on silent, And then if I get back to, like, you know, when I actually am present on my phone,
yes,
I'll then respond and reply back to you or call you back.
Yeah,
and
great.
so I let all my calls basically go to voicemail. I'm sorry. I'm not taking a phone call in the middle of a meeting. So,
No, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all my phone's on silent. I set it from like 8 o'clock to when I wake up in the morning. Because otherwise it just constantly goes off. I don't really have notifications for anything, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have notifications for Twitter, which is
great.
really funny. But I'm about to mute that because it is going off. Twitter is wild.
Yeah, it is. It's not something that I
Does your phone go to bed with you?
It does go to bed with me. I mean, in the sense that what I do though now is I put it on silent and I turn it over so the light's down. So if I do get a notification, it doesn't wake me up with the light.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody who wakes up in the middle of the night though and like scrolls on my phone. I'm definitely someone who's, once I put it down, it's down. I won't see it until the morning. And then I normally shower. I get straight out of bed, shower, then come back to the phone and figure out who's, you know, trying to contact me.
Yeah.
But the first thing I look at in the morning, every morning, is my email.
That's your first thing?
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing? Where am I supposed to be? What jobs have come through this week?
I agree. I actually look at it the night before, so then
Yeah.
I wake up knowing exactly what I need to do.
I love a Monday morning email rush though. Like I know by 10 a.m. my email's like bang, 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 bang. This is
Because
what's
you're a
happening.
fucking hustler, isn't it?
Hustler.
I'm so busy. I'm just so busy. Anyways, that's been a really awesome episode. I feel like we need to unpack that on another level because
Totally.
I'm feeling like, I have a particular way of putting things even in my calendar and shit.
Nice.
And so when I wake up and I look at my phone, I need to visually see.
Do you have your calendar on the front?
Yes.
Screensaver?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Is that fucked?
I
That's
need to
pretty
have
fucked,
that.
isn't
How
it?
do you have that? Do
You
use
just
it
add it as a
setting?
widget. Yeah.
Oh, great. Wonderful. I'm going to do
I'll
that.
show you later.
I need it to.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening to Not So PG. I hope you've enjoyed our episode. If you want to listen to more, you can follow us on the socials at It's Matty Mills, you know who he is, and at Brooke.Blurton, you know who I am. But also, if you want to follow Nova Podcast Official, that's where you can find all our podcasts. And then, we'll see you on the next episode.
See you, lovelies.